On Saturday evening at 22:20 at the holiday home area in the Russian-occupied village of Miran, 15 kilometers from Melitopol, a firefight broke out between Russian Kadyrovtsi soldiers and the local resistance movement. After 7 to 10 minutes of firefight, the Chechen occupiers tried to call for reinforcements from FSB units. As they were doing so, the explosive device planted by the resistance movement in their Niva car detonated. This was completely destroyed in the explosion. The Chechens became barbecue coals and finally got to spread some light and warmth in the November night. Russia. Fire at the Chelyabinsk tractor plant. Local residents write that they heard an explosion before the fire. The plant specializes in the production of diesel engines and motors for all tanks, spare parts for them, as well as a wide range of tracked vehicles. They were famous for producing KV-1 tanks during World War II. It's said a transformer exploded there. Because of this, there may be power outages in the city. By the way, earlier, the U.S. Treasury imposed sanctions on the Chelyabinsk tractor plant, the only enterprise in Russia producing diesel engines for armored vehicles.
Да.
And we have more of the fires in Moscow, after massive Ukrainian drone attack on several Russian cities. Russian Defense Minister Shoigu has announced the launch of a unified air defense system for CSTO, Collective Security Treaty Organization. In fact, Unified Air Defense System has been created on a bilateral level. We have an agreement with each of the states, with Armenia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, naturally Belarus, Shoigu said. Against whom will this new air defense system in Central Asia be launched? That's an interesting question. S-300 air defense complexes are aimed to protect from aircraft and cruise missiles. By the way, Armenia is a member of CSTO, but that didn't help them in their war against Azerbaijan. Russian T-80BV making use of its cope cage in Avdiivka. Commander appears to be out of the hatch at the end of the video inspecting the damage as the tank drives away. The question of the hour for people following the war right now, Avdiivka, and the future of it. Right now, no one can tell what will happen there or the future, but we can wargame it. Many people are trying to link Avdiivka with the Battle of Bakhmut. There are some differences. In the lead-up, the Russians had far more artillery then they do now. The Russians started off with far better troops, lots of VDV. When the VDV was exhausted, the Russians turned to Wagner. Wagner had nearly everything they needed for the assault. Russian Air Force was able to fly over the city due to nearly exhausted air defense. At the time, it's estimated that Russia had about 10 million rounds of all types on hand. Ukraine never fully reinforced Bakhmut and allowed for a fighting rear action to leave the city. Now today, Russia does not have a clear advantage in the number or type of artillery. The Russians are now using more mobilized reserve forces and TD brigades. To this point, only a few Special Forces troops and the 13th Assault Battalion, DPR, have been used with no verified VDV or other high-quality troops being seen. On some assaults, PT-76S and other out-of-date vehicles have been seen on the attack. Due to more air defense, the Russian Air Force has taken high losses around Avdiivka. Russia is having to bring in North Korean rounds to make up for Russian stockpiles being exhausted. The NK rounds are known for being a danger to the crews using them now. Ukraine has moved into the area 12 brigade-sized units to defend the city. As much as Ukraine operates vehicles with big names like the T-90M, Starv 122A, and Leopard 2A6, the best vehicle in the inventory is the M1A1. In fact, it is the best main battle tank of the war. The Abrams combines electronics, mobility, and protection, together with a greater number of vehicles compared individually to the Leopard 2A6 and Starv 122A. You have quality and numbers. And although 31 vehicles is a relatively small number, it is more than the number of vehicles already mentioned in the Ukrainian inventory. At the front lines today, the pride of the Russian automobile industry, the new Moskvich car consists of 99.9% parts from the Chinese automobile manufacturer Jack. A car enthusiast disassembled a domestic-made car, Moskvich, and it turned out that there was nothing Russian in it, not even a single nut. All parts are from China.
Привет любителям российского автопрома. Вот можем увидеть, как внутри выглядит наш новый Москвич, разукомплектованный. Сразу смотрим. Ну, посмотрите, какая здесь сварка. Это, извините, насрали. Здесь все джак, ребята. Коробка джак. Здесь двигатель джак. Вся электроника джак. Кузовные панели все. Вот вам, пожалуйста, джак. Блоки все джак. Суппорта колодки, все китайское. Хорошо, хоть здесь поставили шторы боковые по безопасности, вроде они как-то хотели подтянуться. Электроника вроде неплохая. Но это все китайщина, ребята, здесь российского абсолютно ничего. И как эта машина себя поведет при ДДП, абсолютно непонятно. Вот и подумайте теперь. Все китайское. Наш автопром упал ниже плинтуса. Ничего, хоть бы какую-нибудь гайку свою прикрепили.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.